You've probably been to a hospital before and it wasn't the best experience, let's be honest. And you pretty much dreaded going to hospital, whether it was because of a surgery, because of a broken bone, because of whatever issue you had. And pretty much you start to realize, you'd be anywhere except the hospital. Especially say if you're laying in a room, with minimal lighting, you're pretty much hungry or you're in pain. And you've been lying on this bed that you've been on for the past 13 hours and you can't move and your body's aching. And so you look outside the window and you see children playing, or you see a guy walking his dog, or you might even see a car passing by. And then you think to yourself, you do anything just to be on the other side of this glass because you don't like it. Because you find that simply doing anything, even going back, and you pretty much do anything just not to be in this room. And that's where the power of gratitude comes in. Because you don't know how good you have it until, it's been taken away. And that's exactly why you need to practice gratitude. It's not because, you should be thankful. It's that you should just realize how good you have it, how good your life is. Now, I know we all go on social media and then we look online and we see other people, doing their thing. They're having fun. They're flexing their cars. And while it's a very, shallow feeling because we only see on the outside, we don't see what's really going on the inside. And that isn't to say you shouldn't chase your dreams. You can definitely try, but don't feel demotivated. Don't feel sort of down on yourself when you see this stuff online, because it's what people want to show you. No one really tells you how good you have it outside of a hospital or outside of, say, a war-torn country like Syria or Palestine, for example, because we don't really focus on that. We can only focus on those that are above us. And this is sort of a bad thing or bad perception to have on life, because simply put it, you're never going to be satisfied. Never in this life. Even if you're, say, Elon Musk. I don't believe he's satisfied because he's still trying to work on new projects, achieve new milestones. It's a never-ending race, and that race only ends when you die. But then, once you die, what's the point? It's all over. Practicing gratitude pretty much means to just be aware of your surroundings, aware of what you have, and puts you in a position where you can utilize your resources very well because you know how good you have it. If I were to just say eat food every day and I think nothing of it because I can chew with my mouth, I can see the food and I can taste it. But say if you had a car crash or a motorbike incident and simply 2 days later you're in the hospital and you can't even eat food, or you can eat but the taste isn't there. And then you start thinking about the amount of times you could eat and you could taste and you weren't even aware of this ability you had. It was simply so autonomous that you just simply forgot it. Just like walking, just like breathing air, just like seeing. There's so many abilities that we have that we just simply don't take awareness of. We don't simply acknowledge them. Because why? Because it's been with us for the past, I don't know how many years. And we just don't appreciate them anymore. Because it's something that we expect to happen. It's something that we feel we're entitled to. But if you look around, not everyone's entitled to this right. Not everyone's entitled to this gift you have. And once you become aware of this, it makes you appreciate what you have. And once you appreciate it, you tend to look after that resource. You tend to use that ability to its most potential. That's because you respect that ability and you're not wasting it. Someone that has, say, legs but doesn't use them isn't any better than someone that's in a wheelchair, because that person that's in the wheelchair would do anything just to have those legs back. But this doesn't apply to everyone. No matter where you are, you should always be grateful for what you have, and you should always acknowledge once in a while how good you have it. Because say once you're sick, or once you're in the hospital, or once you're by yourself, or once something goes bad and originally was good, you then start to realize how good you had it. And by that point, it's either too late or it's a turning point in life. But for many people, this comes too late. So I guess that's why religions sort of practice the ability to be grateful for what you have. Not only that, even, atheists or people in general, they simply just acknowledge how good we have it. And I guess to take away from this video is to simply say that use your resources well. Whatever you have that other people lack, don't waste it. Use your resource. Be aware that you have this resource and try to use it to the best of your abilities. Don't let a day go by in vain. Try to use that day to your full potential. It's not easy, but try your best and see how that goes. You never know where it'll take you. Anyways, thank you for watching.